Okay, guys. My grandfather's been in the ICU, and now he's in the nursing home for 20 days rehab. So that's what's been going on, and I also have another friend in the hospital, which you'll see the part 2 has already been uploaded. I accidentally recorded too long. I didn't know that you could not go over 15 minutes unless you verify your YouTube account, which I couldn't figure out how to do. So I'll make sure my videos aren't over 15 minutes from now on. So here we go. Okay, there was a man named Job in the land of Uz, whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared God and eschewed evil. And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. His substance also was 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, and 500 yoke of oxen, and 5,000 she-asses, and a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all men of the East. Okay, and this is in East Africa, which I'll explain to you later. That's one proof that this is Africa. Okay. Let's see. And his sons went and feasted in their houses, everyone in his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and drink wine with them. And it was so. And when the days of their feasting was gone about, and Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offerings according to the number of all of them. For Job said, It may be that my sons have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. Thus Job did continually. He done it for himself and all his kids, the burnt offerings of the Old Testament, the Hebrew religion before Jesus. Okay. Now, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them, and the Lord said unto Satan, Whence thou comest? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and walking up and down on it. Okay, and the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, and one that feareth God and escheweth evil? A perfect, the only other perfect mention of a man is Jesus. That's it. Him and Job. That's it in the Bible. And then he was the Son of God, so he was perfect, born of the Virgin Mary. But anyway, let's get back into Job. Then Satan answered the Lord and said, Doth Job fear God for naught? Hast thou made a hedge about him, about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, substance, and increased in the land. Now this is like, his material possession, like all of his sheep, oxen, cattle, she-asses, and or donkeys, and his family. And there was a day when his sons and daughters were eating and drinking in their eldest brother's house. And there came a messenger unto Job and said, The oxen were plowing, the asses feeding beside them, and Sabeans fell upon them and took away ye slain servants to the edge of the sword. I am the only one that escaped to tell thee. And we basically go on to through this chapter. Okay, we'll skip these verses, okay. But it basically goes on to say that, everything he had in from chapter 1 It killed all of his kids and all of his camels, all of his asses, everything. Okay, so now chapter 2. And again, let me read 20 and 21. I've got it circled. So, and then Job arose and went and rent his mantle, shaved his head, and fell down and worshipped on the ground, and said, Naked I came out of my mother's womb, and naked I shall turn thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In all this Job sinned not, nor charged God foolishly. Saying things like GD and cursing at God. Okay. So, in this part about him shaving his head. Now, the reason I think there's 2 good reasons to shave your head. That's for God or for somebody that has cancer. That's just my opinion. Now let's go into chapter 2. And again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan and came also among them to present himself before the Lord. And the Lord said unto Satan, From whence thou comest? And Satan answered the Lord and said, Going to and fro in the earth, and walking up and down on it. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that escheweth evil, and fear God? And he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest against me to destroy him without cause. Notice how God has taken away everything that Job has, all his material possessions. And Satan answered to the Lord and said, Skin for skin, yea, all that a man hath he will give for his life. So Satan is saying to God, hey, permit me to, curse him. But just, he will curse you because okay, just let me finish reading so I can finish. Okay. Put forth thine hand now, and touch his bone, his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. Okay? That's what Satan is saying to Job. To Yahweh about Job. And the Lord answered unto Satan, Behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life. So he put Job in Satan's hands, okay, but he could do nothing but take away his life. He could do anything he wanted to Job, but he could not take his life. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord and smote Job with sore bulls, sore on his foot unto his crown, so from his head to his toes, sores and bulls everywhere. And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal. He sat down among the ashes. Now this is an ancient African practice, guys, about with the ancient Hebrew, Yahweh, and African practice. Okay, this is another thing that makes me think Job is black. Okay, I also told you about there's Hebrews that they found in Africa. There's a tribe of Hebrews now. They did it back to Aaron, okay, through DNA, and that that Aaron was a priest, guys. So basically, black people could hold the Ark of the Covenant, and all the other tribes of Israel, were the warring tribes, the 12 tribes, but they were the priests, the blacks. Okay, now let's go. Then said his wife unto him, Dost thou still retain thine integrity, curse God and die. That's what his wife said to him. Like, really? But, I mean, I'm not perfect. If I had sores and boils from my head to my toe, I'd probably curse God and die. I'm sure everybody would. No one's perfect. Not in this wicked world. Okay. But this is what Job says to his wife. Now listen, guys, this is verse 10 in chapter 2. But he said unto her, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of God? And shall we not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his lips. Okay? Alright. We're going to finish chapter 2 and then I'm going to stop. And I'll start chapter 3 in the next video. Okay. Now when Job's 3 friends heard of all this evil that was come upon him, they came, everyone from his own place, Eliphaz the Temanite, and Bildad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Naamathite, for they had made an appointment together to come to mourn with him and to comfort him. And when they lifted up their eyes afar off and knew him not, they lifted up their voice and wept. And they rent every one his mantle and sprinkled dust upon their heads towards heaven. Ancient African practice. So they sat down with him upon the ground 7 days and 7 nights, and none spake a word unto him, unto Job, for they saw that his grief was very great. Okay, and there was one little thing I was going to add on the end of this before I stop it. I'm just going to go ahead and stop it.